And then a bidding war between Abraham and God begins. Abraham opens by suggesting that if he can find 50 righteous people, the destruction should be stopped. And wonder of wonders to us New Testament types, God seems to relent, or at least calm down a bit. But Abraham doesn't stop there. No doubt he counted the house and discovered that he may come up with a few people short. So he suggests 45 as a possible number. Apparently the place is even worse than Abraham thought, and so he has to hedge his bets a little. What about 40? What about 30? How about 20? What if I can only find 10? And every time, God gives in to Abraham's demand. Clearly, there was never a doubt in Abraham's mind whom God was going to listen to. It was going to be him. Now, for the record, it should be noted that Abraham's case is in vain. For try as hard as he might, he can't find 10 people in 2 towns that are righteous. So God does, in fact, destroy the cities. But that is not the point of the exchange, says Brueggemann, for this text breaks the stereotype. God is not an indifferent, tyrannical distributor of rewards and punishments. Rather, God actively seeks a way out of death for us all. Jesus seems to have the same approach. After teaching his disciples a prayer, he teaches them a little lesson about how to pray. It had to be a startling turn, for there they were with their eyes closed and their heads bowed, and then there comes a banging. It is a friend. That is what Jesus calls him, but he's acting more like an intruder to me, banging at the door in the middle of the night. Like Abraham, this guy and his family just won't go away. Now imagine the commotion that this middle-of-the-night friend who's banging at your door would have caused. Wife yelling, "Make the guy leave us alone!" Dogs barking at the stranger at their door, kids flying for cover, and kids on a stupor yelling, "Dad, Mom, what's going on?" The homeowner yells, "Get lost!" But his unwanted visitor is not easily swept aside. In short, he makes a general nuisance of himself until the homeowner, now a highly put-upon host, gets out of bed, gets up, and gives him what he needs. Because at the end of the day, while his timing may be terrible and his manners miserable, the guy at the door is not just an unwanted guest, but Jesus says he is a friend who is persistent. Abraham was called a friend of God, and so Jesus says are we. Stephanie Fry, writing in the Christian Century, says that it seems that Jesus is actually encouraging us to be annoying with God. Jesus invites us, even commands us, to be as shameless and irritating in our prayers as that noisy neighbor at midnight. We should persist, because even if we wind up with none of the things we thought we needed, we will always wind up with God listening, attending, and answering the prayers in ways we had never imagined. The secret, not so thinly veiled this morning, is that we have to get up and do. We have to storm the gates of heaven. We have to knock until our fingers are bloody on the door and we've awoken the whole neighborhood, as the friend did. We have to try. We have to try something. We have to try anything, but we have to try. There's a strange twist in this morning's stories that nobody told us about in Sunday school. Abraham tries and fails. We don't always get what we want from God. And Abraham fails because he can't keep his end of the bargain. He can't find 5 people in all of Sodom and Gomorrah who will follow Abraham's lead and God's plans. On the other hand, sometimes God gives us exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. That's what Jesus' story is about. Even if we hunger for God in the middle of the night, God is there. The word of assurance for us this morning is that we are not alone in this life. God is with us. Even if we can't say anything more but, "Our Father, help," even that will be enough for God to get up and open the door. So, my friends, pray. Pray and do. And be assured that God will keep God's end of the bargain. Amen.